So another one of your things I learned about you from another podcast actually is you encountered Bigfoot.
Yes. So
Yes.
I've been on coast to coast for that. I've been all around. You're talking about that. The Bigfoot I accidentally encountered beside the Medicine Lake. So this is exactly the name of a lake. It's called Medicine Lake in Jasper National Park here in Alberta, Canada. We were going just for a little vacation.
Can I just jump in? Is this a connection from Washington State? Is it close to there? Because they always say like Washington State's got like the king of kind of where the Bigfoot sightings is. So is it?
You guys are under, so you can connect to Washington and Oregon.
Okay, so it is kind of one really, even though it's two different countries, it's one big organism.
Oh, it's because Rockies are going up. It's all the one line. So you're totally right about that, Lauren. Gotcha. So we were just going for a little vacation, a little break, nothing major about it. Nobody went for a research, searching for a Bigfoot or anything. We just wanted a little break. And many people don't know, but I do drive a RV. I have 35 feet RV, and people say, how come such a tiny lady, 5'4" can drive? I said, yeah, you don't know me. I can do anything. So, so I drove my RV, and we parked it beside the Medicine Lake. Just to explore the lake itself. It was basically very hot summertime. And then my puppy, my Maggie, she's Maltese. She was barking and trying, to go towards to the mountain area. And she was pulling me. She's a tiny little dog. So I lift her up. I said, okay, Maggie, while everybody's standing there, let's just go across the street because highway goes into two directions, one up, one down. And we're going to go and see it. So as I was holding Maggie, she was still continuing barking up the hill. So at that second, I didn't see it. And as I put my head up, I was stoned and I couldn't believe it. Me who can talk and and the women talk more than men. I saw this amazing, huge creature. Huge, taller than the...
How close is he to you?
So we can say about 4 or 5 meters, not too far away.
Okay.
And so basically the evergreen trees, because in Jasper, just like in Oregon, everything is in evergreen trees, just like a Christmas trees. They're huge, but and I look up the hill. This is like very over 8 feet tall. It's very tall. And at that moment, as I'm looking up, I made an eye connection. As I made an eye connection, I'm a very gutsy person. I don't get easy scared, and probably because of my gifts too, because I was experiencing so many things in life. Maggie was still barking. And when you hold the dog, she's pushing out of my chest. She wants to get out.
Yeah.
And I hold her, and then I went towards, as I went towards to it, it went up the hill that I never saw something like that, Lauren, going fast up the hill. Since then,
so it ran from you.
It ran away from me. Yeah, it didn't go towards to me. It got scared of me, and I made an eye connection. And at that moment, I went back to the RV, and I was speechless. I didn't know what I saw. Like I'm saying, I talk, but I was speechless. My mouth was shut, and I was just standing there. Everybody came back, and I was alone. No, I wasn't alone. Everybody came back to the RV. And they said, you're quiet. How come you're quiet? And I said, I just saw something. And they said, what did you see? I said, I saw a creature. And Maggie, Maggie, if she could talk, she could tell you what she saw.
Yes.
So we reported it to the rangers. This was actually reported to our provincial park rangers. And they said we were not the first one to report it, especially not on that area around the Medicine Lake, because Medicine Lake is full underground tunnels. And if you read about this lake, it disappeared during the winter time and comes back in the late spring. All the water is gone. Nobody knows where does it go. So it goes under the Miracles inside in the Jasper National Park. So they say there's many tunnels there that it goes deep into the hills, into the mountains there. They don't know what's happening there, honestly. And the park ranger said, you are not the first one who reported that. We are unknown. So it's possible, that you saw anything. But then what I can tell you now, if anybody goes back to the Medicine Lake, they have cameras all around placed because so many people reported the sighting of this beautiful creature. I must say to you, Lauren, many people were scared of it. I wasn't. I felt more, maybe I am crazy and I'm gutsy. Maybe that's my Dracula blood in me, my other side, that I went towards to that to see what is it. And when I made the eye connection, I'll never forget that. I felt like, what is this? What is it? And that put me on that, still I can call it a holy grail on my own mission, trying to find.
Without a doubt. So there's a lot to unpack here. I got a bunch of things. So like, I know for a fact that Bigfoot documentaries are so unbelievably hot. They get so many hits. Like there's just people obsessed with what that is. And yes. I know there's tons of them spottings in Washington State. I know it goes all the way up to where you're at. And then you got your other parts around the world, but yes. For the most part, it's where you're at in Washington State.
Yes.
So just want to just focus in what was it? Black fur, gray fur? Like what were you what color is this thing?
It's black. And if people are saying that it looks like sometimes people make different conclusions and they say it looks like a grizzly. Like everybody must know, Canada is my country. I know what grizzly looks like. This is not even close to the grizzly. And, when grizzly gets up, you can see, and they usually make a sound, to scare you.
Grizzly ain't going anywhere if it don't want it. It ain't scared of anybody.
Exactly. There's no way that he will wait for you standing there and you holding a dog barking. And not me, just many other people that reported it too.
Yeah.
And then also, it doesn't look anything like gorilla. Like people are saying it looks like a gorilla. I saw gorilla in a zoo. I'm not going to lie that I saw gorilla in a live, that I saw it. But I saw it very closely like this. It doesn't look like gorilla. This looks, Lauren, like a creature that is more closer to the humans, like the structure of the body. I didn't see if it's a male or a female. I didn't see male private parts or a female or the breast or anything that actually puts our genders in different.
Okay. Was there but it's this, was it this big black and this hairy fur? Was there like more of could you actually see a chest on it at all in any way? Like a big chest? Like
I saw
I guess we just think of gorillas, like that big gorilla.
I saw the big chest.
Okay.
That you could see that it's more connected to human, and somebody who knows anatomy, and I study anatomy and physiology. That's how I make the living too. So basically it doesn't look like anatomy and physiology of our, gorilla, monkeys, or chimpanzee, who's actually the closest with the brain with us. To me, when I did a research, I started doing more research on it, and I started then connecting with many people that did see it and digging into it. Many people said they're coming from a different dimensions. And then I connected to many of our Aboriginal people and even to Aboriginal people in the States, because we are just like a one country, like you're saying. Many of them said that they were always there. They were part of us, and that they were never, away from this civilization. They're just hidden because we were so invasive to them. But our Aboriginal people did pray for them and ask, for many gifts, guidance, and whatever for thousands of the years. And you can find them in carvings, in caves, and, many different kind of places, especially on the North American. So when I'm talking about Canada and America, there's some in Russia too. There's some in Russia. There's some I think in Brazil, some in Alaska, but our Alaska, Canadian Alaska up there. But, but I still found that it's mostly on North American continent.
If you really break down the history and talk to Indian tribes, they've always talked about that there. They've also talked about giants, of Indians fighting giants. I mean, I'm one of them people, my mind's open to anything. I'm not telling you I believe everything, but a Bigfoot's kind of an easy, Bigfoot to me is why not? I get he doesn't walk down the street and wave to everybody, but I think it's smart enough to understand it can't.
Yes.
It can't. So this getting back, when you saw the face, was there a big like jawline? I'm just trying.
Yeah, no problem. You're asking more if it had like a more features of the monkey that squared. No, it had a more so the skull and basically the way of the mouth and the eyes were wider. I can say that. But the feature of the skull or the bone texture of the skull didn't look much more different than ours, except like you're saying about giant. We do have giants here in our Canada, and we do have them. If anybody wanted to see that, they should go just to the Tyrrell Museum. We have them. So there's
actually people could actually look at a Google Japan giant, and you could actually see there was a giant man from the late 1800s. I mean, it's unbelievable looking at the guy. It's like you almost think it's like Photoshop, but it's true. It's just a species that died out.